Okay, we are recording and we are live. And I welcome you all from whichever part of the globe you hail from to the UK Zoom call under control. I'm here in attendance with Peter, who has recovered from his sickness. And so I will begin by passing the mic over to, metaphorically, Pierce, and he can begin.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kevin, mate. I ain't got anything to share today. I'm on the naughty seat with Gwen, so if you want to take over, mate, I'm just there listening. Thank you.
Okay then. Well, I should pass the mic immediately over to Peter then, and hopefully he can make it through without coughing too loudly.
Hello everybody, sorry I missed it last time. Not too brilliant now actually, but I thought I'd better show the flag this week, so I'll bravely soldier on, hopefully not cough too many times. Right, the first dream I had nearly a month ago, so my notes are a bit sparse and I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, but basically it concerns some offices, as it frequently does in my dreams, which I was visiting. All on the ground floor, that's to say the first floor in America, and I went into these offices which all seemed to be empty, and I went from one room to another. They all had different doors, which were all locked. I seemed to have a fistful of keys, managed to find the right ones and undo them, and as I went through, say, each of these rooms was notably empty, except that they seemed to have a table in the middle of it. I finally found my way through to what was a back door out into the street again. But while I was going through, I did notice that on the tables there seemed to be the only thing in the room apart from the tables were some odd bits and pieces of what appeared to be cleaning materials, canisters and cloths and what have you. Now, that's really the end of the dream, but having to think about it, Dwayne's always said that the houses are personal self. I wonder if that's equally applicable to offices, particularly in my case, as I think I spend pretty well as much of my waking life in offices as I do in houses, in which case maybe all the rooms or different rooms represent different lifetimes. And I think the cleaning thing, or perhaps wishful thinking, that the real guides, have been cleaning up some of my karma for me. But that's about as far as I got with it. So perhaps Dwayne would like to enlighten us, please.
Hello, Peter and Kevin, everybody. Yes, it's very simple like that. Yes, you're just going through what you've known. And just kind of, things are being cleaned up. You're looking around. The offices are empty. They're not full of ideas. You know, sometimes when there's people around, many times the people represent ideas that you carry with you. But as you see, you went through it. And again, everything that we go through, it's a reference. Just like through all the years that I was in the corporation and shown to stay there for the longest time, that becomes a good reference of many times what not to do. You need that also, so you look at the experience in many different ways. So if that is your basic lifestyle, if it's in offices and things like that, well, then it relates accordingly. When I was in construction and I was a carpenter in my contractor business, I'd have constantly experiences with that, building things and what have you. That becomes the reference. So, yeah, it's just very simple. Yes, Peter, go ahead.
Peter? Right, okay. A second dream, concerns me. Seems to start, first of all, in the centre of some small town. I don't know where it was, I don't know what country it was in, but a very small sort of town or villagey sort of place. I just left a very small hotel with some other people, and we walked out of the town and went up this country lane. There's 3 or 4 others altogether. Some of them I recognised as people I'd worked with over the numerous years I've been in work, but I couldn't see all of them, so I don't know who the other ones were. But we were walking up this country lane and sort of talking about different things. Then we got to a fork in the road, and at that point a man turned up in a car who said we had better hurry up or we will be too late. Too late for what, I don't know, but the car then disappeared down the other fork to the one we were taking. We started to hurry up, and I suddenly realised I wasn't wearing any shoes, just got socks on my feet. So I told the others to go on ahead. I would nip back and get my shoes and catch up with them. So they carried on and I turned back. But when I got back into the town centre, I couldn't remember where the hotel was, or indeed where I'd left my car. And at that point I woke up. I discussed this one with Kevin actually, and he thought that the others, first of all, might have been the New UU people and the driver, possibly one of the guides, and that something was dragging me back away from it all. But when I got back, only to find that what I'd gone back for wasn't there. If that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah, again, the shoes represent an idea. You look at the different type of shoes that people wear, etc., and like clothes, they're an identity. And so, yes, that was the idea. You wanted to turn back, and you have some relationship there, or whatever. And just like Kevin says, yes. And see, you had left the shoes behind, and you were in a little town that you didn't know where you were. That's okay, because this is where you were kind of taken to. You just kind of ended up, because it's the unknown is what it is. And so it's a new experience for you. So you're going out there, you're doing whatever, you're exploring. This is what we're all doing. And as you go along, you're letting things go. And then eventually the socks and, with your feet, the idea to the ground is that you're grounded. And that's the idea here with the real connection, etc., like referring to Eric's experience. And many times you'll be on your back too. That's a grounding aspect. But you take a look. You can identify with why you went back for those shoes. Again, they identify something with you, some kind of attitude or whatever. Maybe it's fear, it's concern, or like in book 2, where Heather just went to the deep dark border basically, and she wouldn't go any further because she was afraid that she would lose herself many times. And we have to deal with the personal self here. So it's a big challenge. And this is where, most people won't do this because it's constantly going into the unknown. But the best part is that you become all aware, not just limited to the personal self that's just growing old. So you see that as some kind of identity, Peter. You decide. And so again, you were going through the steps, and the next was to get rid of your socks as you continually go, to be grounded all the way so you're okay. But see, it's your process. You decide how it's going to be. And just like the fellow in the car, yes, he was one of the guides. He's saying, hurry up. There's only so much time, because again, you're growing older, aren't you? And the clock is ticking, and we don't think about it every day, but all of a sudden, you're 50, 60, 70 years old. Zowie, it's in an instant, isn't it? And yes, it goes fast because it's all right now. It's already done. It's just how you see it. So again, you decide your journey, and if those shoes are that important, yes. Yeah, because again, you're going back for those shoes and you can't find them because it's all lost in the dream. When you go back, you become lost in the dream and you can't find anything. It's just like going into a new lifetime. All of a sudden, everything's new and you can't find any of the old stuff because it doesn't exist anymore, because it's all transformed. It's become something else, etc. And you can't identify with it the same way. Yeah. So thank you for sharing. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. I've certainly felt a lot older the last months, I'll tell you. I think I've put on 20 years, but I'm gradually coming back again, thankfully. Right, the third and last stream I've got to mention this time. I was standing in some kind of a, although I couldn't see it, a cradle, the sort of thing that window cleaners use when they're cleaning the windows on skyscrapers. They sort of go up and down on these ropes and things. Right in front of me were old-looking brickwork, painted red. I don't know what sort of building it actually was. I was too close to be able to see it, but I was in this cradle thing. I was trying to manoeuvre it to a different position, so up or down, or slightly to the side, this sort of thing. I couldn't seem to get it in exactly the right place where I wanted it. For some reason, I felt the need to paint a line of bricks, either yellow or white. And this dream was actually divided into 4 scenes, but it was a continuous dream. And the next scene just really consisted of a very indistinct greenish sort of background, but these large white numbers suddenly appeared in view, filling the screen, as it were. Obviously a year, because it was 20, but I couldn't see the rest of it, or I couldn't remember it when I woke up, which was rather galling, because I thought perhaps a year might be significant, but 20 something is not very helpful. I then changed again, but I couldn't remember what that scene was. Again, it was more of a flash than anything, which had disappeared when I woke up. But the final scene, I found myself in a cabin in the Titanic, sitting there apparently resigned to its sinking, and that was about it. So that was a bit of a sort of mishmash, and I didn't get a chance to speak to Kevin about this one, so I'm really sort of relying on, I can't make much out of it, apart from possibly the sinking Titanic, which could represent the world generally, I suppose, at the moment. That's about all I could sort of make of it, really.
Okay, so you had some fun stuff, and yes, the first parts are personal, and then the Titanic, that's a wake up, because you already know the Titanic sank, right? Yeah, and so all of a sudden you're on the Titanic. It's like, whoa, this boat's already sank and I'm on it. So what does that tell you? Kevin, help him out.
I'm sorry, I couldn't answer that, as Kevin disappeared for a minute. I don't know how you do it.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay, he disappeared on you.
He's back
Okay.
again now, yeah. Sorry.
Just when you needed him, yeah.
Just sums it up, really.
You could throw your life raft, okay. So yeah, again, it is, yes, everything, well, world, whatever, everything is sinking, and yeah, you're on it. So again, what are you going to do? See, so again, you objectively look at that, you look at your life, that's where everything is. What are you going to do? Yeah, we're all here, we all have to figure it out. That's how real it gets. Or otherwise, all of a sudden it's gone, you forget, and someday you come back and you don't remember. So this is that small window. Again, look at the previous experience where the guide is saying, you got to hurry up. Yeah, see, because you only have so much time. So there's different ways to look at it. Okay.
Right, okay, then thanks. That's me for this session. I'll say goodbye for now and pass you back to Kevin. Thank you.
Okay, well done, Peter. You made it, and I apologise for leaving the room, and no one seemed to be able to operate the unmute button. But here we are.